Everyone tells you you can just buy ETFs and chill. But here's the problem. Not all ETFs are built the exact same, and choosing the wrong one could end up costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, in today's video, I want to break down three foundational ETFs. One is going to be the VOO, the second one is going to be the VTI, and one that a lot of people really don't understand or know about, it is the SPMO. And by the end of this, you're going to know exactly how these can fit in your strategy and which one, of course, could quietly destroy those returns. Now, quick question. If I gave you $10,000 right now, would you rather play it safe, growing steady within a portfolio, or would you take a lot more risk for a much, much higher potential return? Because that one decision is going to determine exactly what foundational ETF you need to be buying. So let's start with the basics and what everyone talks about, the VOO. Now, this is the Vanguard S&P 500. This is one that I personally own. This is an ETF that tracks the S&P 500 or the 500 largest companies within the United States. When you start looking at Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, it is really the backbone of the US economy and does carry a very heavy weight for those very large companies. People love the VOO because it provides us very solid return, about 10 to 12% annually. Very simple, extremely low fees with a 0.03 on this one. But nobody tells you that the VOO is not for diversification. And as it sits right now, it is very heavily concentrated in large cap stocks with those big tech companies. So if we see tech stumble, if we see tech really struggle, your entire portfolio, if you hold this in a higher percentage, is going to feel that struggle. So the VOO is not fully diversified. So what's the upgrade to this one? Now we start looking and kind of branching out and thinking of the VTI, which is the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. This covers everything. You have those large cap ETFs that are in the S&P 500, but in inclusion to this, you also have mid caps and you have small caps with over 3,500 companies. This is usually the ETF that a lot of people think they're getting when they buy the VOO, that they're just invested in everything. Now, when it comes to the VTI, this is a very powerful ETF, broader diversification. You get exposure to those small cap companies, which can absolutely explode in growth. And it is still a very, very low cost. Now, one of the catches in here, small caps, even some of the mid caps are extremely volatile. They can outperform, but they can also underperform for an extended amount of time. So with the VTI, you're getting more opportunity, but also getting more noise within that portfolio. So now you've got a decision to make. Are we looking at full stability like a VTO? Are we looking with full market exposure like a VTI? Or do you want to actually beat the market? This is where we get into the conversational one, or really the controversial one. This is the SPMO. Now, this is the Invesco S&P 500 Momentum ETF. That is one of the big diversification in here. It doesn't just track the market. It only chases the companies that are already winning within the market. Now, this actually rebalances twice a year, loads up on a lot more stocks that have a much stronger upward trend. That means a couple things. Number one, you're going to have a more aggressive positioning. Two, could be a lot more volatility. Three, potential returns with this could be much, much higher. And yes, historically, momentum strategies and momentum ETFs have outperformed the market. But here's the brutal truth when it comes to these ETFs. Momentum works until it doesn't. This year, the momentum ETF has actually struggled quite a bit. When the market shifts, this ETF can drop really fast. It is not a beginner ETF. This is not one that you have to take lightly. If you're very risk adverse, this is an ETF that you probably want to avoid as a core position. This is for one that, number one, understands those market cycles, can handle the drawdowns, and won't panic sell when we see a 5, 10, 15% drop or something even bigger when it comes to this ETF. So let's simplify it, guys. If you're looking at the VOO, safe, proven, concentrated, that is the S&P 500. VTI gives you a little bit more diversification, a little more balance because you have those small caps and those mid caps. And the SPMO is more of an aggressive foundation, performance driven. So think about it like this. VOO, your foundation. VTI could be expansion. SPMO is going to be the accelerator when we start looking at this. So of course, if you're just starting, VOO, VTI wins. No debate, hands down. You're going to choose one of these two as a foundation. And in just a minute, we're going to get into the percentages that we're seeing within these foundational ETFs. Now, of course, like I said, if you're newer to investing, you're either going to choose that VOO or the VTI. Now, both of those, one is going to be that S&P 500, one is going to be the total market. Looking again, market weighted cap, the VOO has actually outperformed the VTI for an extended amount of time. So something to definitely keep in mind. Now, if you're looking for really optimized long-term growth, VTI is going to give you a much broader exposure. You're going to see this again with the mid caps and with those small caps. Now, if you're trying to outperform the market, but more importantly, if you can handle the risk that you're going to see within this ETF, the SPMO is going to give you an edge, but you need to understand exactly what you're getting into. This ETF might not be the best for the highest returns or even long-term returns. It is one that you can hold throughout a crash, and knowing again the risk aversion in there. Now, when it comes to these portfolios overall, we've already kind of covered in our last video the value ETFs and what we were looking at with the SCHD, the VT, I think it was a VTV, and also the VYM. Now, in this one, again, looking at the VOO, the VTI, and the SPMO really makes a big difference. Now, when we start thinking about those foundational ETFs, if you're a little bit of a younger generation, this might be, your 20s and 30s, could be 30, could be 35%, even 40% of the portfolio, because you can take a little bit more risk because you're a little bit of a younger age. That could do incredibly well. When we start looking at the 40s and 50s, you'll actually want to pull this back a little bit, adding a little bit more value in the portfolio, but still having a position which is going to be this foundation position, including there's also going to be an aggressive part of this portfolio outside of these ETFs that we're seeing right here. And of course, when you're getting towards retirement, let's say you're 60 plus, this is going to be the point where the foundation might be 15 to 25% of the portfolio, really starting to draw back some of the risk with some of these portfolios, getting a little bit more into either the income driven portfolios or looking a lot more into the value part of the portfolio that can really drive you and really sustain you through retirement. Depending on the portfolio, depending on the buildup, really the need for cash flow and income during retirement to supplement Social Security. When it comes to investing, when it comes to personal finance, it is something that is very, very unique to the individual and exactly what kind of bills you have, the income, but what kind of bills you have, the money that is going out in comparison to what is coming in the portfolio. Now, of course, if you want to build a portfolio that actually creates financial freedom, we're going to continue breaking down these videos right here because, of course, it is going to be a combination of ETFs. There are 3 ETF portfolios, 4 or 5, and a couple different ways that you can really break this out in the entirety, and a couple really diversification aspects that you can build into it, making sure that you're not overweight in something like the value or overweight in the foundation, or looking at some of the growth, the addition if you have exposure to Bitcoin, or even looking at the aggressive portfolio overall and knowing exactly how your portfolio kind of builds up once we go through this whole entire kind of series and focusing on different pieces of the portfolio to ultimately get to the end and building the portfolio in our entirety. Sorry, guys. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you found some value, definitely subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, share it out to anyone who needs to know exactly how to build portfolios. If you're a veteran investor, definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. I reply to all of the comments that I get down there, guys. And again, that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.